Welcome everybody to Minecraft with Meem and Drake. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, but still very simple because we are still waiting on all the permissions from the people that we need to get them from. So for now we're just going to teach you basically how to install Forge and get a really simple mod going. So what we want to do first off is bring up your internet browser, and you're going to go to Forge's website, which right there I'll go ahead and put that in the description for the video, and you're going to go to the download recommended, which is right here. You see this little installer button. Now I've noticed that this thing takes forever at times, so just be patient with it. And let's see here, I'll just skip that. And it's going to take a while for it to actually bring up the installer. Alright, so there we've got save file. And then you're going to come up here, and we're just going to open up the folder where it is and drag it and drop it out. Click that, and you're going to click install client. Install server is for if you want to run mods from your actual server, but we're not going to deal with that right now. We're just going to install the client. So you're going to click OK, and I'm just going to close that out because I already have it. And what that is going to do is, if we come over here, just type %appdata, enter. You're going to see this .minecraft folder. That's basically going to install everything you need, as well as this mods folder. Now we're going to go ahead and just minimize that, and we're going to come back to your browser here, and we're going to go and download the Too Many Items mod, which again I will put the link in the description for the video. You're going to come all the way down to the bottom here, and you're going to go to the Forge version, the Minecraft 1.8 Forge version. And you're just going to click download it. And we're going to wait for this silly little thing to go through, if it ever decides to, because it is very slow. Why is this taking so long? Let's try refreshing it. Well, it's going to be a jerk, apparently. Okay, now sometimes you might actually get this when downloading mods because everybody uses this AdFly or some other sort of paid URL type of thing. So what we'll do is we'll just come back here, go to Google, just type in Minecraft 1.8 Too Many Items, and let's see. Now, if you can go ahead and get that link to work, by all means, go for it, because that's definitely one of the more trusted sites. A lot of these sites say that they've updated everything, and they really haven't. But right here, it looks like we've got a decent link, so we'll just click on this, and alright, so this should be good. I'll put this link in there instead. It seems to be a lot more stable. Then you're going to go to the folder, which should be minimized. We're just going to drag and drop this onto the desktop for now. Close that out, and then you're going to go to your app data folder, and you see this mods folder here. You're basically just going to drag and drop that in there. If you look, I've already got it here, so again, I'm not going to put it in there again because that would cause some issues. Then you're just going to close out of your folder there, and we're going to go ahead and bring up the game. Alright, now, one of the things that you're going to need to look for is that when you install Forge, it's automatically going to put in this profile called Forge. If you want to just keep your default profile or your personal profile, you're just going to go, oh, no, wrong thing. I'm stupid. There we go. Edit profile, and if you look down here, you're going to see version. If you go all the way to the bottom, you'll have release 1.8 forge, 11.14.1.1334, and that's what you're going to want to use for the version. And then you just click Save Profile, and that'll let you keep your profile name as well as have the forge going for your mods. Then you just click Play, and we're going to wait for it to come up again. You'll notice that I've got Resource Pack installed today. I really don't care at this point because we're not trying to make any money off of this. Alright, see, I just use a Conquest Resource Pack, and that's because I really just like the appearance of this pack and the way it makes things look. So we're just going to go in here and we're going to go to my schematic world. And as you can see, I've actually been working on something pretty simple, but has not gone anywhere as of yet. And in the background there you can see another tutorial that I'm working on for you guys. But what we're interested in right now is this bar over here. Now if you look over here, you can see any of the items in the game. And what you can do is you can either right click and that'll just give you one, or if you left click it'll give you an entire stack if the stacking is available for it. And then if you just click these next buttons, it'll take you down through the list of items all the way down. And then this My Items button is this little star up here. And what this will let you do, and I'll show you, this is really, really cool. Alright, so say you've got, your brand new shiny diamond pickaxe here, and you're like, oh, well, I don't want that to break because I haven't found any other diamonds. Well, then you can come over here to this custom button and go down to enchanting. And it's already in there, but I'm just going to show you. If you drag and drop it right there, it'll actually put the item back in your inventory if it's not already there. You can name the item, you can set the enchantments, 10, 10, 10, and then just let's. Why is this being funny now? I know why. Just give it a silly name for tutorial purposes. Alright, so now we've got this nifty little rock biter diamond pickaxe with 10 efficiency, 10 fortune, 10 unbreaking. Well, now we can come over here in my favorites. You just drag and drop it in there. And look, oh look, it's just sitting right there. You can grab it anytime you want and just get a new one. Very useful. Very, very useful. Now if you decide later on that you've got a better one and you don't want this one anymore, you just hold shift and click and it will delete it. Now back on here at the customs menu, we've got custom potions. Now this one you have to be a little bit more careful with, because if you don't look at the actual potion and see what it does and try to add all kinds of other stuff to it, it's not going to work. It just doesn't work. I've done everything from mixing night vision with underwater movement, I guess it is, to make it basically appear as though it's just normal daytime underwater. There's no cloudiness, no fogginess, no nothing. It's really easy to see underwater and move around. Other than that, though, I really haven't used the potions too much. I'm not a big fan of potions. They're just a waste of time. The enchanting, these things will open up or close down depending on what item you are trying to enchant. Honestly, though, you're basically just going to be using it for your actual mining tools, because if you're cheating, chances are you're not running around with monsters, and if you are running around with monsters, then you're probably in creative anyway. We also have custom fireworks. Very interesting and nifty little menu. I haven't really messed too much with it, but I have messed with it a little bit, and it does have some interesting stuff to it. And then if we come over to here, signs, we can just grab a sign. We don't actually have to create them and so on and so forth. It just makes it a little bit easier. Leather dyeing, you can make all your leather armor whatever color you want, which, you know, kind of cool. All you gotta do is put in item numbers and you can make it whatever color you want, and it's just really nifty. It makes your leather armor look a little bit more personalized. Player heads, you can, well, my resource pack has the head turned into a little chest that you can stack anywhere, but in the normal resource pack, this comes up as like a Steve head, so you can actually just put in somebody's name, you know, Drake Athamay's head, and that's what it'll show up as. Kind of gruesome, but I guess if, you know, you beat some really tough player on a server and want to have his head hanging somewhere, well, by all means go for it. I'm not a big fan. Note blocks, it's just what they are. They're just note blocks. You put them down and they play notes whenever you use them. And then the flower pots are a little bit more interesting. They're kind of glitchy with this resource pack. Actually, it might not even just be the resource pack, it might just be the way this is set up. But you can basically have a flower pot with any of these plants in it. And normally, some of these plants won't go in a flower pot, I guess. But other than that, I don't really see much of a point for it, unless you're really into having, you know, a little indoor garden. The controls is where things are really, really fun. So you can easily select any mode you want just with these top 4 options: survival, creative, adventure, and spectator. And you just click on it and it'll automatically take you to that mode, which is really nice. On death, so we can turn our cheats on and off from here. And then on death we can opt to keep our items or drop the items. Obviously keeping them is a lot more useful. Difficulty, you can set the difficulty from here. Turn the rain and snow off, prevent rain on, prevent rain off. Pretty self-explanatory. Set whatever time of day you want, morning, noon, you know, evening, and then midnight. Very useful, I guess, if you need to, you know, see something at night to see how it's going to appear, or just decide where you need to put more light in a village. Heal and fill hunger. Pretty self-explanatory. Remove potion effects for if you get poisoned or something, or if you just want to get rid of whatever potion effect you have on. And then infinite stacks. And what this, if I'm correct, does, will just make it so even in, you know, creative mode or whatever, you can have infinite items, whatever you're using. And see, we're in survival here, but no matter how many times I use that brick, it just keeps coming back. So that's pretty useful. Kind of having some survival goodness without actually being, or some creative goodness without being in creative. And then the saves, what you can do is, alright, so we'll just save my inventory as it stands right now. And let's see if this will work. Oh, look at that, we died. Oh, that's so horrible. So we'll just respawn, and I think I've got the option to keep my items on death in here, so we'll just get rid of everything. Oh no, where'd all my items go? So we just click that, and oh look, I've got my inventory again. You can do that 7 times, and if you don't want to use that save anymore, you just exit and it's gone. So very useful little tool. Obviously, if you're working down around a lot of lava or anything like that, you're going to want to have a save just in case you fall in. I don't know about you guys, I tend to fall in the lava a lot because I am pretty much lazy and don't want to put down all kinds of paths and stuff like that. So that is the Too Many Items mod. It is a very useful little contraption in a lot of different ways if you take the time to actually mess with it. And I would definitely recommend doing so because it just allows you to have that creative ability without actually being in creative, which if you're somebody like me who likes to play but doesn't really want to deal too much with all the rules and regulations and yada 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 yada, then it's useful because, I like having monsters run around, but sometimes I just don't want to deal with them, you know what I mean? I'm in the middle of building, some grand structure and night falls, and I can either turn it to day or I can deal with the monsters running around trying to blow up my stuff, or the Enderman trying to kick my butt or whatever. We don't want that, so we're just going to turn it back to day. So again, very useful little mod. Definitely do take a look because I've had it installed for, well, as long as I can remember, and it's always done good for me. So thanks for watching again today, guys, and we'll see you next week at Minetime with Meem and Drake. Bye!